If Joey Ray was the Jackie Robinson of auto racing, then perhaps Ray Joe Jack was its Josh Gibson. His abilities and accomplishments were legendary, almost in a folk hero sense.
About 1919, Ray Joe Jack moved to Southern California, to Los Angeles. He was a distributor and a very successful distributor of the Ray Joe cylinder heads on Model T Fords. And so people got to calling him Ray Joe Jack, and the name kind of stuck. And he, in 1924, started racing big cars on the West Coast.
In those days, local racers were really popular. I mean, they had local races going on. You could race 100 times a year in those days pretty easily. And he'd go from town to town, city to city, putting on a show.
They were outside the mainstream. I mean, they were like the people who built this country. They went and drove around in caravans and went from town to town and town. They were almost rootless souls. They weren't really constrained by the time clock. They weren't working in a factory. They weren't farming fields. They were race car drivers. They operated on their own beat.
Showmanship was a big part of Ray Joe Jack's personal style, and it was well received, I think, by the racing community wherever he went.
He sold himself pretty well. Did well enough competitively to be an attraction. As I say, on the poster, come and see famous black driver.
They would always try to think of new, more exciting ways to push that envelope, to give people something so exciting, so incredibly spellbinding and compelling. There's no way you would not want to buy a ticket.
He was a people person and enjoyed getting people involved with him and he with them. And so from a promoter's standpoint, you know, they wanted Ray Joe Jack to compete in their races because he was popular with the fans.
Coming up, the story of the only black man to win a NASCAR race, Wendell Scott, and Indy's first ever African-American qualifier.
When I got that flag and got into the race and made the race, the biggest race in the world, I'll tell you what, it was the biggest moment of my life.